we've got 4 different episodes coming out, all relatable to direct bookings. What is direct booking? Who are your top 5 direct booking guests? Pros and cons of direct booking. How do you get direct bookings? Well, so far you must have watched 2 of all my other videos. This is pretty much a Netflix series for direct bookings. Look, I'm very much excited to share everything that's happening around the direct booking world. Nothing that at the moment I haven't gone through. Honestly, I speak to clients every day, building a brand, building their direct booking systems. We're creating opportunities for their properties that they've never seen before. And today's video is actually very simple, yet again, if you're a new operator or even if you're experienced operators, I've trained people with over, they've got 30 staff. They have a direct booking team. I've trained those people. I've shown them how, they work with over 150 properties as a management company. To be able to do in that position, we take a lot of time researching, understanding what the pros and cons are, and actually experience ourselves so that we be able to show our clients, make them understand why certain things work in a certain way for direct bookings. And I've again worked with a lot of new operators. A lot of people who watch my videos are people who are just about to start to launch their first property and they want to understand about direct bookings. Great, because at least you're ahead of 99% of people who've already done or launched their properties online and don't understand what direct booking is. So look, in today's videos, I want to talk about pros and cons of direct booking. If you're new to this channel, my name is Piers. We've worked with over 1,900 properties all over the world, and today's video I want to sit down and just go through some of the processes that it's going to help you understand and effectively get you some more direct bookings. So I want to talk about a few pros for direct bookings, both for guest and host, and then a bit of cons or problems or something or part of challenges that you might face as a direct booking opportunity as a part of your system. So let's talk about the pros. Firstly, people know this, the pros is you save commission. It is as simple as that. Are you saving commission to pay or are you making more? It all depends on the flexibility of your pricing. A lot of time, I think our industry is so much, again, I've done some videos around pricings and the strategies, but in GrowYourBnB, one thing we really focus on is just to think about profit. Once you do that, you're now, again, you're 100% completely different to your competition, because everyone in our industry thinks one thing: how do I achieve that nightly rate? It's great, you can try and achieve that nightly rates, but what if the market's slow? What if there's nothing happening around your investment area and all of a sudden you're only booked for that nightly rate for 5 nights in a month rather than the whole month? So I don't see the point of focusing on a nightly rate. What I focus on is thinking about profit. How do you make X amount of profit? Doesn't matter how much your nightly rate is. So firstly, think about saving commission. The second thing from a marketing perspective is actually having a system that allows you to get client feedback and reviews as a part of your direct booking. So if somebody books with you directly, you have now got an opportunity to either launch your Trustpilot or Google My Business or even Facebook page where they can go and give you a review. This is a perfect opportunity for you to now start growing your direct booking brand, because the more people, and you might have done this before you watch this video or after you watch this video, you're probably going to Google something, right? Even if you Google my company, right, Propearthy or GrowYourBnB, we've got, we're sat around 62 5-star Google reviews, and that's purely based on all these clients have worked with me. Why do we do that? It's purely because my next customer, it could be yourself, is going to go and watch and look at all these reviews from people, what they've talked about. And very crucial part of the branding and marketing is getting reviews, and the pros for getting direct booking is to have that system in place. So the third thing I want to talk about in this series is, if you think about how people don't start thinking about their brand, their business, because you're so focused on getting a property, or you're so focused on getting that next property, you all of a sudden completely forget that you're trying to build a business behind it. And what direct booking actually does is makes you think that OTA doesn't exist, and you have everything else to create in the business to attract you those bookings. Because reality is, what if the OTA closed tomorrow? Can you still operate your business? Can you still get bookings? Can can people find you online? Probably not. 99% of operators right now in your investment area would not think this way, which means they're not building a business. Whereas what direct booking does is effectively starts making you think about a business. Right, makes you think about how do you start relying on your own website, or Google My Business, or certain platforms that me and my team use or introduce you to start thinking about what I talked about in my last video, which was your guests, the types of guests. Where are they looking to book? How are they going to book? Are they going to use are they going to use website? Are they going to use phone number? Are they going to message you from Google messaging? There's tools out there that people have not even think about, which is where, the pros today is you will then start thinking about business. You're not going to think about, oh, let me go and find another property, put it on Airbnb and booking.com and launch it. So very interesting way to look at things. And lastly, the marketing head of GrowYourBnb, obviously myself. If you think about the more clicks you get on your website, the more chances of you being ranked in years to come. As an organic, that's what's going to happen. Look, there's people out there, you might not have the funds to go and do Google ads, Facebook ads, but if you've got enough thoughts and plans to put this in place. Look, our work with our clients, 90% of what we do is what we call organic. We do not spend money on Google to get you ranking. We work on an organic basis so that you then start getting seen in long term. So quite interesting. Again, something that a lot of people don't think about. The more clicks you get, the more chances of you being ranked long term. And some of the keywords people type in: short lets in your investment area, or relocation property in your investment area. That's when you're going to start attracting a lot of clientele that's going to book with you directly. Now look, with everything, I've also faced a lot of cons in direct booking, which is effectively with any business you are going to face that, especially for my new operators. I hope this is going to really help you understand, because yes, it's quite interesting to start building a direct booking platforms, but actually if you don't have a system, if you don't understand the cons of it, then it could effectively come back and bite you and actually make you worry about never going back and starting getting direct booking. Because look, if you have a bad experience from your direct booking clients, the reality is you are now then going to go back into your Airbnb and booking.com purely because you feel a lot secured. So the first one is actually having a system in place. What does that mean? 95% of operators do not have terms and conditions for direct booking. Reality is, if somebody books you directly and you do not have a positioning for terms and conditions, you're not telling clients all the terms that you have in your business because they've booked directly, they're going to take advantage of it if you don't send it to them and they don't agree to it before arrival. So the first thing I would advise you is please make sure you have the best terms and condition to protect your business. The second one is, as I'm working with a client recently, they've invested in 3 different locations, scaled really quickly, and I think sitting around 10 properties, and quite fascinating when I speak to her, and they're trying to build, obviously they're just trying to scale, they're going into management, and all of a sudden now they're like looking at, we need a brand to build because we need to be confident enough to get some more properties on board. In this process, I also felt that the owner was doing everything themselves, and if you're trying to go and find properties, you're trying to work out your guest, you will start thinking about scaling your business. And a lot of time, this is where hiring or scaling comes in terms of people. When you're hiring people without an actual system in place, you're then hiring for the sake of hiring, which means you're only going to find another person to be managed. So all you're going to do is you're going to keep going, oh, has this person done this? Has this person done that? You might be great at what you do, but effectively the reason why I put this as a part of hiring people very quickly can be a cons is then you will then start managing that person all the time rather than focusing on the scale of the business. So again, going back into just make sure that you have a good operational plan, you have a good system in plan before you complete and hire, because I have seen people hiring very quickly because they think that's required, but not having a system, which then actually puts them fall apart and fall backwards, because then that's where you are now going to actually manage the person itself. Look, in this series, I hope if you've watched my last two videos, I've genuinely talked about how what direct booking is, actually what's its benefit. In my second video, I laid down all that 5 guests that could, that will book with you directly. We see it days in, days out. But lastly, direct booking is all about marketing, and if you have zero marketing knowledge, that is going to affect you, because you'll never be able to build a brand that's going to attract you direct booking. It's like it's probably like 100% of operators around the world right now who says, oh Piers, I've got a logo, I've got a website, never got a direct booking. Well, clearly because you haven't understood what a direct booking is. Having a direct booking system or website, having a logo never means you're going to get a direct booking. So again, please understand that there is more into this marketing strategy. There's more into guest behaviors, understanding who the guests are, where they're going to look. Not everyone's going to book you directly through your website. They might want to speak to you first, or there might be customers who do not want to speak to you first because you've got a cracking looking website and they just go and book you. So again, direct booking means having a great knowledge on marketing and branding, and if you don't, that could set you back. Come to this end of this video. I have thoroughly enjoyed sharing you the pros and cons, and I think these are based on just what's happened last week. And in our customers, or in some of the sales call I've done. I speak to loads of clients all over the world right now, or potential clients who book calls with me, and all I find is people not understanding. When I talk about direct booking, I'm not interested to know if you've got logo or website. What I am interested to know is, do you understand who your direct booking guest is based on your property? Because if you're saying to me you've got a 1-bed studio apartment, I'd need to understand, or you need to understand, who your direct booking guests are. If you've got a 4-bed house, then I need to understand who your direct booking guests are. And then the second stage is to build a brand relatable to this. So guys, I hope you enjoyed another episode number 3 from this Netflix series of direct booking, and I would love to hear your thoughts. I hope you learned a lot. But look, we've got one more video where I'm going to talk about how to get direct booking. You're going to really enjoy it. Thank you so much for watching, and I look forward to seeing you in another video soon.